So in this video, I wanted to talk about the dangers of leading with pricing and discounted your services. And a lot of us see it as a strategy to increase revenue. We think in our minds, we have all these sales going on in every other industry. And we think, oh, like maybe I should try that. Maybe that's something I should do to get more patients through the door. But one of the biggest side effect of doing something like this is that you start to train your patient, your client, to expect these type of prices and also these types of discounts. So now they're just waiting. They're waiting for you to run that discount again to come in and use your services. And you see this happen in every industry. Just because we're in healthcare or preventive and wellness services doesn't mean we're immune to it. And I'll give you a classic example, which I know a lot of y'all might be able to relate to. My wife loves Bath and Body Works. And I think a couple of times a year they have a sale where I think it's like $12 or something for candles. And she'll sit tight for months, wait for the sale, and then just go stock up on these candles that she likes to buy. And that's what we're training people to do. In the restaurant industry, it's very common. They always say, never discount. If you're going to do something like that, just give it for free, because people don't expect free. So that could be a free whatever, free B12 shot as a giveaway. People don't expect you to continue giving stuff away from free. So if you're going to do anything like that, give it away for free, get them through the door, upsell them at that point. But try not to discount your services, because then people are just waiting for you to do that again. And really, it's a flawed concept, especially if you're delivering services that require your time and energy. When it comes to a product, you can have thousands of it produced, and then you can sell it at a discounted price, get revenue through the door. But when it comes to us and our time, it's a flawed concept for you to think that you're going to discount your services and be able to replicate that somehow to get more people through the door. Because with us in healthcare, as we get more people through the door, we now have two problems, right? We met the first problem, which is getting them in. Now we have to actually deliver the service, which takes a lot of effort. There's the onboarding, the consents, the history, and then the actual delivery of the service. Which is a big bottleneck for a lot of healthcare clinics that are cash-based or fee-for-service. So number one, avoid any type of discounting. If you're going to do anything, do it for free, something small. Get them through, have them claim that free offer, build your list so that you can continue to market to them. But try to avoid discounting, because once you discount, it's a slippery slope. People become to expect it and are just going to sit back and wait for it, especially if you do it continuously, where they can predictably know, hey, every 3 or 4 months we can expect this. So let's just sit back. So number one, do not discount your services. The other thing is that by default, when you discount, you have to make up for that revenue somehow. And usually that means more volume. Anytime you have more volume with decreased prices, everything is going to be affected in your business. Your staff, your time, the quality of the service. We have more volume, less profits, less quality products you can deliver. You can't give yourself as you would want to, because now you're having to go meet more people. So everything's affected, the quality within your services, and then you start making yourself more prone to errors and a decreased customer satisfaction, which in our types of businesses, patient satisfaction, customer satisfaction is ultimately what's going to grow our business. It's going to be what gets people to refer others and have them come in. So we don't want to sacrifice that just by us thinking that discounting our services is going to help us get more people through the door, get the word out. Another thing is that it rarely works. it might help at first. I always think of these type of strategies like a bolus. So a bolus of epi or whatever that is. Yes, you saw that initial spike, but it's going to quickly fade away. It's not going to have lasting effect. The overall health of your business will be affected if it's not sustainable. And ultimately, you're shooting yourself in the foot when you do these type of things, because you're stretching yourself thin. You're offering a bunch of stuff, and then you're having to deliver this to a bunch of people, which ultimately leads you to resenting your business because you no longer enjoy it. You're no longer having that experience with your patients and interacting with them because now you're just having to get from one to the other. And for a lot of us that are from healthcare, especially in the hospital setting, that's ultimately what we've been trying to escape. We're trying to avoid that hamster wheel of just fee for service and let's get another one in and see how much, order a bunch of tests so that then it can produce a higher bill, and the insurance people will maybe send us part of that type of structure. So avoid being the lowest cost in town. If anything, you should be the highest. Why? Because people value experts and they'll pay more when you position yourself as an expert. And we're going to talk a little bit here in a second how to do that, how you lead with the problem that your patients or clients are actually having versus leading with pricing to set yourself apart. But before we do that, I also just wanted to cover that it will devalue your service and your expertise, which I just touched on. Anytime you discount your services, by default, people a lot of times become skeptical. Like if they're really the best when it comes to health, a lot of people want the best. If they're running discounts and offers like that, are they really the best? If they were, I don't think they would need to do that. So these are just kind of side effects that you might experience if you start leading with price and trying to discount and run promotions. So just be careful of that. And then the solution. Um, Really, the solution to all of this is to forget about pricing for a minute. Whenever we're thinking of who we're looking to help, we should lead with what is their problem? What is their current situation? Diagnosing where they are exactly now, focusing in on that with any encounter we have with patients, using that and understanding the pains they're going through, what are their desires, what keeps them up at night, having a clear understanding on what our ideal patient or client is going through, and using that verbiage on our websites, on our social media posts, and then also then pinpointing what is their desired future self. Where do they want to be? They're currently here. Where are we going to take them? How are we going to position ourselves as the vehicle that's going to take them from where they are now and who they want to be? Because ultimately, that's the only reason people buy anything. They have a current situation, a problem, a desire, and they're looking to buy a better future of themselves. So that applies to buying a car. You want a nicer, better car, buying a house. And when it comes to cash-based services, buying these hormone therapies, buying the IV infusions, they're looking to go from where they are now. That could be overweight, taking a bunch of meds, frustrated with their doctors, and they just want a solution, which is their getting them to their desired state. So when it comes to that, this is something we call value-based pricing. What is the value of you taking somebody from where they are to where they want to be, and then pricing it accordingly to that? You don't want to price based on what everybody else is doing, because when you do that, you start offering the same services they are. But when you clearly identify, I help men in their 30s that are looking to lose weight and avoid chronic healthcare conditions, as an example, then there's nobody else offering that. And that might entail hormone therapy. That might also involve some sort of counseling on nutrition and exercise. But you're not like everybody else now. It just so happens that your vehicle is hormone therapy and nutrition and exercise. But we're not leading with that because those variables can change at any point. First thing we need to do is just identify who it is that we want to help and what is the problem we're looking to help them with, so that then you can create the vehicle. And that could be the services you offer, or that could be that you need to go and learn new things so that you can help them bridge that gap. And if you can focus on that, you can increase your prices and people will pay for it because they know exactly why they're using your services. They know what the desired outcome is. Y'all work on it together and you help them get there. And then you offer them a membership continuity program to keep them in the door. All right, guys, that's it for today. Let me know if you have any questions, any thoughts, any ideas regarding this.